Hi. Hello, you're right. We're there. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just spoke to my mum and said I was talking to you, and she said, "Oh, she's lovely."
Is she all right?
Yeah,
Is she okay?
She's it's ramping up. It's ramping up, bless her, but she's doing all right. I do think COVID hasn't helped with the whole lockdown and like mental health, and she's just literally struggling with sitting in watching TV all day, and she's not her normal self. So I keep saying to her, I think once we can start getting out and the sun shining and she can see the kids a bit more, it will take her mind off things. But yeah, she's all right. Luckily, touch wood, her hair has stayed in this time, so she's that was important to her, I must admit.
Yeah.
She's always raved about you, and when we first got her diagnosis, she's like, "Oh, we've sorted," and that was her big thing.
Yeah, and of course, last time we went through it all, and then she had her old face on, and I said, "Well, see how it goes." And
that bloody thing! It was. My son used to play with that in the garden and run around, and he used to call it a hair hat. And then when she had the second round of chemo, out it came, and I was like, "Oh my God, you can't use that again. Go again."
Yeah.
She looked like some comedian. Like, oh God, I said, no, get a new one. But I tell you what, you did so well with the first one. I remember her. She got me to shave her hair off, and that was it was tough to do that.
Yeah.
I've always said that was probably one of the hardest things for me with my mum's cancer journey, was having to shave her hair off when it started falling out. But the wig, she had it there in her bag and it went straight on. And I have to say, my mum has done her own colour for years, and she used to go to Sainsbury's to buy a packet colour, and she went to the pub with your wig on, and it was beautifully coloured, and everyone was saying, "Have you had your hair highlighted?" And none of them knew it was a wig, but it was because the colour was so much better than her old box set. It just looked fantastic.
Oh, well, that's good. And if she needs it again, God willing, she won't. But
she's got it there. It's still there. But what I did was I got her to grab your leaflets off you one of the last times. So so it was kind of, I think my career is similar to yours, where you had family that have gone through cancer, and that's what led you from hairdressing into the. So I just kind of thought today, having a quick chat with you, and then I'll write a blog. But it's quite nice to put this video with the blog, just to introduce you. So it kind of feels like people are getting to know us without actually having to come and see us, which is quite nice.
And so many people ask me about these eyebrows. Like this young girl, her hair goes and comes back. And for years she's wanted, I've seen her for 3 years, and for years she's wanted the eyebrows, and she's got her hair back, but she's waiting for it to go again, because that's how it is. They don't know why. She's young.
Is it alopecia or is it cancer?
It's alopecia with her.
Yeah, so that's really common, and it's actually more common as they go through puberty, and then kind of pregnancy brings it on, and then menopause as well. So it's kind of like the hormonal peaks and troughs, as it were. That's what seems to trigger a lot of the time. It triggers alopecia, especially in the girls. But yeah, like I was saying to you on the email, when it comes to anyone under the age of 18, I've actually been working on a blog today about what to look out for when you're booking permanent makeup. And it's actually illegal in the UK for anyone to tattoo anyone under the age of 18. So that aside, as I was explaining to you, with regards to permanent makeup and working out when to start, it's the fact that you keep having to open the skin and you're building up scar tissue. Every time you open the skin, you build up scar tissue. So I kind of I try and hold off with the younger girls, because they've also got a lot of oil in their skin when they're going through puberty. They've got oil in the skin, so the oil will kick out the pigment. Then you've got the repeatedly opening the skin, and that will bring scar tissue. But also, younger skin rejuvenates quicker than older skin as well. So she won't have very long between each treatment, and we'll have to do it more and more and more to keep it there. So the longer we can wait, the better.
Yeah, so I did say to her, because she said she's asked around to lots of people and they said no. But I thought after I speak to you today, I will tell her.
Yeah.
You know, and
she knows that she is 18. I can look at it, but it will be going down the route. A lot of them want microblading because they see the pictures on Instagram and social media and they look all fluffy and lovely. And I always say to people, it's managing your expectations, because those photos are straight off the needle. They're freshly done. And with any client, that pigment then has to heal, and it all furs out and it expands and it goes off kind of very faded. Yeah. So they never get, it's like that brand new haircut. You never, once you've washed your hair, that's it. You know, you've lost that brand new haircut look, and it's the same with the permanent makeup. So, but there's lots of ways around it. There are lots of ways around it, and there's lots of products that she can use that won't keep the hair, but that she'll be able to use templates and things to get that really nice shape. So I can talk to her now about those sorts of things.
Yeah, because her mum said she bought her false eyebrows and they always look a bit iffy to me.
They're like, I've seen them, they're like transfers. They're like your tattoo transfers.
And she said it was iffy, so we were laughing about it. And but she's got it all back now, but I'll give you your number.
Yeah. Okay.
To just discuss whatever else there is, because for her it's quite a big deal, and she's waiting.
And especially if they lose their lashes as well, there's other things with alopecia, you can do other things. So, and the same with cancer. So I can put like an eyeliner shadow on that gives the effect of having that darker sort of hair when there aren't lashes there. So it's kind of that as well helps my cancer ladies, because losing your eyelashes and your eyebrows on top of it kind of. But I always joke with them and say, yeah, you don't want to look like a boiled egg. And they're like, that's exactly what you look like. You've got no definition. You're just mouth and eyes.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing how different they look. But you see, I looked into eyelashes and all that, but it's so specialised, like me.
It is, and I kind of think it's the same. It's the same with me. I've had people say, well, you should look into wigs. And I'm like, that is a whole speciality in itself. I'd rather work with somebody who does it every day, because cutting and colouring and, you know, just the amount, I know how my industry changes all the time, and it should be the same with yours. The industry just changes non-stop.
It does, and colours, and it's the same as, you know, like hairdressing. The times change, the styles change, the colours change, and I have to keep up with the hairdressing.
When it comes to your treatment, just run me through your kind of the process, because I've said to my clients when they've come, I've given them your leaflet, and I say to clients it's best to contact you before they start chemo, so that you can get the wig ready for when their hair falls out.
Yes, absolutely, because 9 times out of 10 they panic and buy off the internet, which is totally wrong. Not what it is on the internet. They're usually fakes, or like especially Raquel Welsh. You get Raquel Welsh, it's nothing like it says on the box. And then I go through it probably like you do, with this is what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. And I basically show them the way. That's all I do, is show them the way. I get them in here and say, look, this is what's going to be out there, but it's good to see, and if it doesn't work for you, that's not a problem either.
And have you got,
you need to find
books for them? So you've got different price ranges, because my mum was hers was a synthetic, so I think she paid about 300, was it?
Yeah, that's what, you know, the middle of the road is what most people would. But I go from, like, I've got cheap wigs, which not many people want, but they look lovely. I don't think I've got any here. Oh no, but they're just, they're the machine wefted inside that are itchy. They look all right on the outside. They look just right, fine. But they're uncomfortable, like a straw hat, I suppose. And then, but most people have the hand tied, so they're fine inside, like your mum's. You know, that's like a skin. But a lot of people are having human hair, because I get a high-end human hair. It's not the human hair where you have to really pull out it like Asian hair. There's lots of different levels to human hair. And then there's half and half, which a lot of people like. There are so many different levels.
So can the client use heated curlers and straighteners and things like that on them, but not the
synthetic. Because the half
ones.
and half is like they tried to make it more affordable, you know, so that you could still got the human hair, but you can still curl it, but it's got a memory. So if you curl it, it remembers it for a few days, and then or a few washes. It remembers it for a few washes, and then after that, it'll revert back to what it was. So it's incredible. It's like a memory. It's amazing. So a lot of people have those, and they're at, say, about 600-ish, and the human hair are about 1,000 up.
Wow. Okay.
But when people come in, they know exactly what they want. They know, you know, like we would. If you go looking for an outfit, you know what you want. And
do you find that when they've just got their diagnosis, and do you find people ring you straight away from being diagnosed?
Yeah, because the nurses usually tell me. Most of them are from the Royal Surrey, or people like yourself that know me.
Yeah.
And then I get them to ring me, and I say to them, well, you can wait, but when you've got no hair, because the thing with these wigs is they're all fluffy to start with, like your mum's was. It was all, and then a week later they mould into you. Well, you want to have that wig before you lose your hair.
Yeah.
So when you've moulded it in and made it you, however they do it, you're there, aren't you? So when you get rid of your old hair, you're there.
Yeah.
You know exactly what. But if it's not for some people, which quite often it's not, I will actually pick up and say, look, I think you're wasting your money because you're fiddling too much. You know, they're I don't know, they just do this a lot, or you know, if they do that a lot, you know, I just say to them,
then they wobble and all of that. See, I did I used to do the Look Good, Feel Better workshops, and a lot of them would come in. Yeah, I used to, because my background is in makeup, so I used to volunteer for them. And a lot of the ladies would come in and they were like surgically attached to their wigs and they didn't want to take them off. But in the workshop, we encouraged them to take their wig off. And the guy that did the workshop, he's amazing with wigs.
Was it in the Royal Surrey?
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian, absolutely fantastic with wigs. But he would actually, some of the women would have the wigs put, they would wear them, and then he would just walk up to them and say, oh, no. And he'd just change the direction a bit, bring them forward, and he'd fluff the fringe. A lot of them would comb their hair into a middle part and make it all flat there, and he'd come behind them and just fluff it up and bring it forward and bring their fringe forward and break it like that. And they were like, wow, and he'd spray, get the L net out.
I know, he's
and it looks so different compared to that very wig-like synthetic flatness. I sometimes say to Mum,
and I show them the way, a bit like your mum. You know, say to her, don't be scared. You can put products on. You know,
and she's very much like spiky, and she had it cropped. So I'd often go in there and give her a zhuzh, and it just because they naturally flatten, but you can do that with them.
They got texture. And they do come in textures, you know, they come in coarse, fine. See, you
would tend to see the client's natural hair before it's fallen out, and then you'll be able to know. Or if they have lost their hair already, would you then ask for photos?
Yeah, I can tell by photos because I've been hairdressing so long. As soon as you know, because some people just don't want to come near you. I don't know what they think I'm going to do. But, you know, the wig shop lady has got a lot to answer for. They usually get you in a wig shop and terrorize you, and if you don't buy anything, so they all think I'm going to be like that. But anyone that knows me knows it's totally the opposite.
And you go to their houses as well as them come to you?
Yeah, because I always did that as a hairdressing, so it's the same for me. Yeah, and I'm not, because I'm.
And some of them, like, if they're having treatment, they might be poorly anyway.
Yeah, a lot of the older ones like it in, you know, like I went to a lady in Crawley on Tuesday. She was really poorly. She couldn't have come out, but it meant the world to her just to have her hair.
Yeah, you know? I love working with it. That's why I do what I do.
Yeah, and I just like being, you know, whatever works for anyone. I have people here. Normally it's just private patients here. Yeah. But I have to have everyone here because I'm only in the hospital once a day at the moment, once a week. So, but normally
how long does the process take? So once you've So once you've met them and you measure them and then you order it, so it doesn't take long for the wigs to come in?
Well, no, normally I've got a lot. I've got lots here, lots. So I've got drawerfuls.
Yeah.
And so because I was a hairdresser and I was a colourist, I would keep like so many blondes like me who would be blonde, like your mum.
Yeah.
I'd have all variations of blonde. Like this week, I've seen everyone's been silver for some reason. Well, fortunately, I had about 9 silver wigs, so I could cover them all.
Yeah.
You see, so everyone just because they want to come in and buy it, they don't want to wait.
Take it away there and then.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
I have to buy a new, then come in and then they buy it and they sell it. And
then that's gone.
Yeah.
But if you needed to order one in, then they can order it. It doesn't take long.
No, it takes 3 days.
Oh, that's
so it's really quick. It's really
and
quick. But I've usually got
arrive and you put it on them and then you would cut it with them wearing it. And
it's just like hairdressing.
Yeah.
Because like I've got a lady with a long grey wig, which is quite unusual. See, people. So hers is coming in tomorrow, and then I'll see her Tuesday, and it's really quick.
And how long do the wigs tend to last?
Well, they say 6 months because the wig companies usually tell you to wash it straight away in 7 days, and they sell you all these products that ruin the wig.
Yeah.
So I've worked that out and thought, no, I'm not doing that. So mine lasts a good year and a half. Or you see how long your mum's is still all right. I saw it. Yeah. It's just lost this hasn't it? And
and it's kind of it's around the neckline. It just gets that frizzy bit.
Yeah, and I mean, she said it was all right for like just over a year, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah. And then that's the thing with chemo, if it's a long time. I mean, mum's had her cancer now for 6 years, and her hair will grow back, and she'll put the wig in the drawer, and then if she has to have another load of chemo, then her hair will fall out. She tends to wear it for sort of 3 or 4 months, and then put it away and grow back, and so it can last a lot longer. You know, she's had that wig for the 6 years. You know, since she started her chemo, it's come out and gone back and come out and gone back.
Yeah, because it's the washing. I provide them with 1 bottle of shampoo, and that washes it with the normal conditioner. So I worked out how they ruin it. Yeah. And I thought I've just changed it. So
and she puts it on the stand and it dries it and everything.
Yeah. So everything I do makes sure that wig lasts.
Yeah.
So, but obviously when people. Like your mum should have a new one, really, but she's a bit attached. She's a bit attached.
She should. Her hair's gone very grey now, and I actually prefer her blonde. So I need to colour it. But yeah, like I say, it hasn't fallen out, so she doesn't need it yet. Thank God.
No, but you know, it's you can put in. Are you going to colour it?
What mum's hair? We've done a bit. Yeah, we've done some colour. She's just a bit flat though. I don't go anywhere, so what's the point? So once I've got her feeling a bit better and she's out in the sun, we'll give it another colour. And
mid-April, when everyone's allowed to go out a bit more. Yeah. But there's so many colours around that are ammonia free, isn't there, that you can put on?
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I love working with the alopecia and my chemo ladies are what keeps me going. The other thing that I do, I don't know if you've seen on my post, but I do the 3D Areola tattooing as well. So when they do mastectomies,
Oh, wow. You see, I see they do, you can have that done, but...
You wouldn't get to see it. I mean, actually, when they've had their tattoo, they like getting their boobs out for everybody and they'll show them around the pub. But it's so funny. But they're just like, have a look. And you're just like, oh, my God. But they love it.
See, so... I need to have some of your leaflets somehow, so I can put them in my hair kits.
Yeah,
you know,
I've got your.
Because when I sell wigs,
these ones of yours.
Yeah,
that's your one. So I haven't got the address on there. So send me your address and I'll post some over to you.
Because when I put together my care kits, I put in the fountain centre information. And I used to put in the look good, feel better. Yeah. But because we're not allowed to do it.
Yeah, they're not allowed doing it.
Then I don't. But information like that, I would put in there. So when they're reading, whenever.
Yeah.
because they always ask me,
yeah,
but I don't really know about it. The air blading, my friend asked me once if I wanted it done. I said, oh no, I don't like pain. No, I'm not doing it.
No, yeah, that is the thing, and it's, you've got to get it in your mind that it is actually a tattoo and it's long term, and you know. But the only thing that I found with chemo is they do tend to, I suppose it's age as well, but hair will recover, but actually eyebrows sometimes don't come back. So having a permanent makeup is a long term thing for them. It does help, and I think once they've got them in that lovely shape, they don't want to stop doing it. So.
And how often do you have to have it topped up every so often?
So mine normally lasts sort of 12 to 18 months. So as I say, I don't like opening the skin too often. So I'll try and get them to last longer. But some people just like that fresh look. It's like going to the hairdressers. So they might want to come. They don't like it when it starts fading. They like it quite strong. But the majority of my clients are kind of older, kind of post-menopause age, and they're quite happy for it to be softer and more natural. So that's more where I lie, is more of the natural look. I tend to find after they've had, even post-menopause, you just find that you lose the tail a bit. So just filling in and just adding a bit of a shadow here just helps. And then a lot of the time when they've lost their eyebrows through chemo and then they start coming back, they'll find that they're growing back down here. And they're like, what the hell?
Really?
I said, yeah, but you've spent years plucking it, so you wouldn't notice the odd one or two because they're gone straight away. But then suddenly they're letting it grow back naturally and you don't realise how low they've gone. And then they're kind of like, oh, I don't. And the same with alopecia. When they get them growing through, they don't want me to pluck them away. And they're like, oh, no, that's only hair. Bless them. So it's kind of, I like to work with natural hair, but only to a certain point. If they're growing kind of down here, then it's a matter of me saying, come on, let's just get rid of those and we'll put them back where they used to be.
But it's all to do with the face, isn't it? The hair, the eyebrows.
It's about framing, isn't it? All of it is a framework, and it's kind of, I say to my clients, I don't want your eyebrows to walk into a room before you do. So I don't want your eyebrows to be the main feature. You've got to see people's eyes. So I don't want them to overweigh. I don't want their eyebrows to be more important than their hair. It's just weighing everything up and making sure that it all works together. But that's where I've handed out your leaflet. I mean, I've literally had, do you deal with sort of the hair, the pieces that go on, or the hair systems? Have you gone down that route?
No, in fact, I've got somebody who wants that, but I don't tend to, because it's more,
that's
people lose their hair completely. It's quite a specialist, so I would send that to someone a bit like you know. It's better if we all just stick to our specialist subject, isn't it?
Because really? I think I've got 2 alopecia clients, and I've had a couple of ladies recently who've got male pattern hair loss, so they're very thin on top here, and one of them's just been measured up because I do the scalp pigmentation. So if they've got scarring, any scarred areas, or if they lose their hair, and men, I can tattoo the scalp, which then kind of replicates follicles, and it sort of adds a shadow to the scalp. So that,
because my friend's son has had transplant. I mean, because he at the front he's had pieces taken away, and he's got it stayed here and it stayed here. But he's got a bald bit here.
So I can tattoo that bit.
Would it blend in?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. You obviously don't. He'd have to comb the hair over because I can't add texture. But I can cover that pink skin with pigment so it doesn't shine through as much, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's just camouflaging that, any patches. When you get alopecia and they're just patches of alopecia, I can tattoo over those patches. So when the wind blows, you don't just get drawn to the pink skin underneath. So it's covered. So it does work quite well. And also you can do beards and things. If you've got somebody with this alopecia patch on their face, so they've got a full beard and then a patch here, I can tattoo over that.
Oh, it's amazing. So I'll give my friend one of your leaflets as well, because he's gone through this major trauma. I mean, he's been what he's had done is just awful. She's
well,
showed
I
me a
can
picture
cover the scarring as well. The FUC scarring. They end up doing either a slit or they take plugs, and then it looks like they've got mange, where they've got just scarring of it's just thinned out hair.
Yeah, because he shaved his hair to try and make it look better, but because all he sees is a scar.
Yeah. So that's where I can cover that scar and I can cover the patch.
So that'll be good, if nothing else, for him, because he's thinking of having it done again, but it's
it's like an organ transplant. You just don't know if they're going to last, and it's really sad.
No,
I wish they would come to have the PMU. I wish they'd have the scalp tattooing before they go for the transplant, because actually 9 times out of 10 the tattooing's enough, and then they don't need to go down that route. There's lots of things, and I think our businesses work hand in hand with each other, which is quite nice. So that's why I was really keen to kind of get together and actually have a chat and meet each other, so then we know, because I've handed your leaflets out, but they're like, oh, what's she like? And I'm like, I've not met her, but my mum says she's great.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? But I have so many people have asked me about what you do, and I'm like, I don't really know, I've heard about the tattooing and this and that, and I don't really know.
Well, when we can get together, it might be worth coming over, and I could get Mum round and you could have a look at her wig if she needs it. But it might be just worth coming over for a cuppa and just seeing the place, and I can show you. Yeah, as well.
I'd like to see you, Mum. I'd like to see her.
Yeah.
So when we're allowed out, I think, is it May?
We are.
Well, I think April. Even April.
Yeah, I think
even end of March, I think we're allowed to. I thought
we can get together outdoors at the end of March.
Yeah, I thought so. So if we get a nice day, we'll do what we've done like today and say, right, I'm free or you're free.
Well, that's it. And we can sit in the garden and have a cup of tea and have a chat. But I can show you the room then, because that's what I think. It just, if you've got a client who's interested and then you've been here, you could say, oh, she's got a lovely room at the back and it's all private and it's this and it's that, and you've just been here then and you understand it a bit more. But that would be good.
Yeah, but I think the tattooing for my friend's son would be good for now.
Good.
Now, just until he decides what he wants to do.
Yeah,
I think that's
I do a lot of guys.
Rather than all this system, I think for him, I'll try and get her to do that.
I'll drop you. Well, message me your address and then I'll drop you the leaflets of all the different things that I do. I'll put a selection in there and then you've got them then. I'll get him to go on my website. It's all on my website.
Yeah. So what's your website?
SophiaWyatt.co.uk.
Oh, all right.
Just my name. Just my name.
Oh, okay. Because I'll get my friend to look on that and then I'll give her a leaflet when I see her whenever.
And then when we get together, I'll grab some more of yours off you. I've got a few. Yeah. Mum nagged a few of you, but yeah. Good.
Yeah, I've all right. But people tend to go on my website, triciaswigs.com.
Yeah.
Because I always know when they've looked at the website, it's like, you Tricia's Wigs.
Yeah.
And or it's the nurses. People just give my number out most of the time. And then I just tell them how it works. Yeah. But when I speak to them, I tell them, I'm just literally showing you the way. You'll know what's right for you. Hats, hair, whatever. It's just, they do it themselves with the help of their family.
Yeah, so it's good. All right.
Yeah, so.
I've got to go and pick my children up. So it was good to catch up with you. Thanks, Tricia.
And tell your mum we will definitely get together for a cup of tea.
Yeah, definitely will do. I'm going to see her. She's going up the hospital for a check now, so she's going to come round after.
Oh, so we'll give her my love.
I will do. Okay. All right, Tricia. Speak soon. Bye.
Okay, bye.